is going to be on this makeup look. Sorry about my hair, I never do my hair, just to let you know, and it's like 9:30 in the night and I just can't be bothered to like curl it just for the intro, and you know, yeah. So this is the makeup look that I come up with. I was meant to do like I had this like soft plummy pink silver thing in my head, and then this happened. Nothing like what I was thinking, but I like it. There's like an intense cut crease, and I show you how like it all blends and everything, and it's rounded. There's a little bit of liner, but it's not winged. So, but good news is almost everything that I use is affordable. The only things that are not are like the matte eyeshadows. The sparkly shimmer on my lid is affordable. My eyebrows are not. My eyebrows are Dip Brow by Anastasia, but what can you do? What can you do? So it's gonna be a voiceover. So sorry about that, but hopefully it'll be shorter. Hopefully. If you guys have any other suggestions of what you want to see next from me, please leave it down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, please. I'm nearly at like 3,000 subs. Come on guys, yes. Thank you so much for nearly 3,000, it is awesome. But yeah, if you like me and you like this video and you think, oh, I like the look of it, I think I want to watch it again, subscribe to my channel. And like, share with your friends. I'm just like throwing this wipe about. But yeah, let's just get on with the video. Okay, so first I'm going to start off with my L'Oreal Lumi Magique primer. This is just like a luminizing primer really. It has like the similar effect to the Becca backlight priming filter. So it's like a dupe for that really, to be honest. And then for brows, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in soft brown. And I just like underline the bottom of it really, and then drag the excess product through. I build up the top of my brow as well because I don't really have much hair there. And then just fill it in. And then whatever's left on the brush, I just flick it up at the front of the brow so it creates that like gradient feathered look. And then I just carve it out with the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer in Fair. Just putting this all over my eyelid. I'm going to use this as an eyeshadow base as well, because it's like really full coverage and it just cancels out all of my veins on my lid. And then I just take my little flat brush. This is a MAC 252 brush, and I just clean up the edges underneath the brow. I don't like to do it on the top really, because I don't know, I just don't like how it looks on me. But yeah, make sure to get it all in the inner corner, as eyeshadows will be going there as well. And then that's like the difference between the both brows. Crazy. And then I'm gonna set it with some translucent setting powder. I'm just using the RCMA No Colour powder, and this is just to set the eye base so it doesn't crease or anything. And then I'm just putting some concealer underneath my eyes, because I'm going to do like the whole of my entire eye basically before foundation. So I just want to make sure that my like under eyes are primed as well. And then I'm just going in with this pinky shade from the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette, and just using a big fluffy brush. I think this is the MAC 224. Going back and forth in windscreen wiper motions, and then in little circular motions, and then I'm just wrapping it around in a circle all around my eyes. And then once you get less product, you can buff upwards. And I just kept deepening up that whole eye with the same colour. I'm not using any other colour, but yeah, I'm literally just using the same one, and then just building up the colour so it's more pigmented. And then I'm using this brown shade from the Tarte Pro palette, and I'm using a different brush. This is a Spidelium Tools, can't remember the name, but I'll leave all the brushes down below. But it's basically like a MAC 217, and I just kind of like focus it right in the socket, and then I angle the brush a little bit just to blend up towards that pink shade, and then I'm dragging it underneath as well. Then going in with this brown. This brown is from the Zoeva Smoky palette, and then I'm going back in over top of what we just done, just to make the brown in the crease a little bit more cool toned, and doing the same, just wrapping it all around the eye. Then I'm going to be using this like plummy brown shade from the same Zoeva palette on a really small fluffy brush. This is a Morphe M507, and I'm just focusing that directly in the socket, not taking it up too high because I want to keep it quite low. And I'm just building up that colour to the intensity that I want it, dragging it underneath as well. Then just going back in with that brown shade from the Zoeva palette and going back over that dark shade that we just put in, just to kind of blend it out and make it a bit more seamless. And then I'm just going in with this dark brown just to deepen it up again, just on the outer corner and underneath again. And then I'm going in with my concealer that I used earlier, and I'm just carving out my crease. So I have hooded lids, so when I carve out my crease, I like to go above where my crease folds, because if I did it like where I can't really explain. If I done it where I think it would look good, it wouldn't, because when I open my eye, it would just transfer. So start off small, just create a semicircle. As you can just see, I'm stamping it down, and then I'm just like blinking. And as you can see, I kind of fucked it up. It went so high because my like hooded eye life is real right now. I have such bad hooded eyes. So basically, I just neaten it up, and I'll show you now how I like correct it. But basically, as you can see, I'm just taking it higher, and I match the other one on the other side to look the same. But try and get it as like symmetrical as you can, and then I just go back in with like the dark brown that I just used on that small brush, and I'm just going over that line and just kind of like blending it a bit. I know it looks like a mess right now, but it all comes together in the end, you'll see. So yeah, don't think that you have to like, you know, take it all off. It can all be fixed, just don't worry about it. So after I've like blended some of that brown, I'm just going to go back in and redefine that cut crease, but obviously not take it like as high. And then I'm just going to take the NYX glitter glue and paint it on my eyelids, and then I'm going in with this amazing pigment from Peaches and Cream Makeup, I think that's the brand. I'll leave it down below, but this is in the shade Gatsby. It is like the nicest gold ever. I love it. And then I'm taking this Mocha shade from the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbon palette, and I like to put the matte shades on top of the glitter, because the glitter's like down. Once the glitter glue is on and then you put the pigment on, it is down, so it's not gonna like mess up the glitter at all, if you get me. So I literally just like pat it on with like a fluffy brush. As you can see, it makes it like have a gradient, and then I'm going in with the dark brown and just really sort of focusing it right on the edge, so it creates that little sort of gradient from like dark to light. and then I'm just dragging it underneath as well. And then I'm going in with my NYX matte liquid liner. I'm creating a line. I'm doing it quite slanted, so I start off quite thin, and then I angle it sort of more upward, and I just kind of like end it where the cut crease ends. And then I'm just taking some of the brown and the black, and I'm just going along the edge of where that liner ends, so it kind of like looks a bit more seamless. It's not just like, do you know what I mean? It doesn't just like come to a full stop. And yes, this bit's like really easy. It looks a lot harder than it is. Oh my god, there's people outside screaming, shut the fuck up. And then I'm just highlighting my brow bone with MAC Nylon. I always highlight my brow bone with MAC Nylon. I really think they should bring out like a really large version of it. Like, that's what I think, because I go through them like water. Okay, my lashes, oh my god, they are mink lashes and they are £10 off Amazon. I will leave them down below. You're very welcome. And then for foundation, I'm going to use Bourjois Healthy Mix. I think it's 52 the shade is. And then I'm using Porcelain by Elegil. And the Healthy Mix is more on the satin matte side, and the Elegil is super dewy. So I like to mix them together because it created like a nice, just natural finish. And then I'm using the Lasting Perfection Collection? I don't know. That concealer anyway from Collection. It's like £4. And I'm using this underneath my eyes to highlight, on the bridge of my nose, forehead, chin. You know. And this is just such good coverage as well. So if you want to like it to just add more coverage, it's good for that. And obviously I'm being careful underneath my eyes. I'm not going right up against my bottom lash line. So I'll blend it out in a second, and I will show you how I blend out the under eye. So I'm just blending out with a damp beauty sponge. This one is Real Techniques, and you want to make sure it's damp. A lot of people don't understand that you have to use the damp, but you do. So if you just run it under water, squeeze all the water out, and then you're good to go. So obviously just being careful. And then I'm using this little stippling brush, and as you can see I just lightly buff the edges with this brush, and it just makes it look seamless. Yes. And then I'm using the RCMA No Colour powder to set everywhere. Set underneath my eyes, nose, forehead, just all of my face. I like to set all of my face just because I find everything blends a lot better and it just lasts a lot longer for me personally. Then I'm using this pigment called Prin from Peaches Makeup, and this is just to highlight my inner corner. It's like a proper like icy white shade with like a blue undertone. And I'm using the Bahama Mama bronzer to contour / bronze. And I'm using it on this big Morphe like fan brush. I love this brush for this. Oh my god, it's so good. The only thing about this bronzer I will say is so pigmented, you have to be careful. Like, it can go muddy real quick, so just be careful. Then I'm just baking underneath that contour just to clean it up. And then this blush is NYX blush. I don't like this blush at all. I had to scrape off the top layer. But once you kind of get into it, it's not that bad. It's just a very sheer, like, shimmery blush. And then this highlighter, oh my god, it is the MUA highlighter in Radiant Cashmere, and it is amazing, like amazing. I want to say it's on par with like shade wise, it looks like Opal from Becca, but it's like £3. £3. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, it's so good. And then I'm just like contouring my nose with the Bahama Mama bronzer again, and my Zoeva face paintbrush, yes. And then I always go over it with my sponge just to make sure it don't look crazy. And then highlighting the tip of my nose, Cupid's bow, chin-chinaroo, foreheads, yes. Look at those fine lines on my forehead. I need Botox. Man. Oh my god. And I'm just wiping off all of that powder so it leaves a nice line. And then for lips, I'm going to be using Colourpop Midi, which is just like a nice mauvey pink shade. And then I'm going to go over that with my Maybelline Drama lip pencil. I don't even know if they make this anymore, you know. I literally don't have a clue. I've had it for ages, but it's basically an exact dupe of MAC's Velvet Teddy. And then this is the look. This is it. I tried to put my hair down to make it look a little bit better, but it didn't. Okay, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Yes, yes. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.